Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. I'm David Cherry. I'm a coach to founders and creators. And today I want to talk about the difference between service and leadership. Now, a lot of times when we're struggling with an issue that is coming up at work, when we're struggling to feel like ourselves and we're just really kind of maybe trapped in our heads, it's because a lot of times we're really focused on us. We're focused on the questions that we have, the fears that we have, the anxieties that are going on. We have this very sort of myopic view about what's going on in our life. And because of that, we get into a bit of a scarce kind of mindset. So rather than being abundant and seeing others and serving them and solving problems for other people and giving to other people, instead we start to try and take. We try and take from our surroundings because of the fear that we're feeling, because of that scarce attitude. And what that does is it kind of starts to repel other people away from us. Because when people experience that, they start to feel like, okay, what's up with this person? They're just trying to do something that it's in it for them. They're just trying to get their own benefit. They're just trying to take from me. People don't really like being around other people who are in that mindset. And the flip side of this is those people in the world who are of service, or it can be people who are leaders, people in leadership positions. If we think about some of the great figures across time, the Mother Teresa's, the Gandhis, the Martin Luther Kings, they were in service of other people. That was their core position, was that they, as sort of their existence, was meant to produce, suffering of other people. So whereas some people are sometimes trapped, or we all get a little bit trapped in this anxiety, in this, shame, or in this scarcity mindset, other people, because of their abundance, they are looking at other people and asking, how can I help? How can I serve them? How can I make them feel better? How can I make their lives better? And that shift of the mindset from the internal, how do I get something for me, to external, how do I help others? One, it feels a lot better, but two, is there any logical reason why other people wouldn't want that, right? It makes a lot of sense that other people would respond well to somebody saying, I'm here to serve you. I'm here to do something kind for you. I'm here to help make your life better. Is there any doubt that produces better results in being in communication and working with other people, in creating, a project for somebody else, in making videos like this? If it's done in service, other people will feel that, because they feel like, wow, this suffering that I'm feeling is now being relieved by this other person. So if you can relieve the problems, the suffering, the anxieties, the shame that someone else is feeling, they're going to respond positively. And ironically, by focusing on someone else, you no longer have to think about your own problems and anxieties. And so it's kind of like this flip from internal, what do I need and how can I get it, to external, I'm seeing the other person and I'm trying to help them grow. I'm trying to help them get what they're wanting. And then paradoxically, usually what you actually want comes back to you, right? So if you give someone else love, you get love in return. If you help someone else be successful, you become successful in return. So it's a very powerful, deep truth that I think we've seen really since the beginning of time, with even, a figure like a Jesus or the Bible, that is teaching us to act and be with other people in that way. Now, talking about leadership, I want to make just a small distinction. There's sort of this almost Venn diagram. There's service and there's leadership. Now, service is sometimes felt like you're putting yourself below somebody else. You're serving them. You exist to sort of serve this other person and their needs. And there's kind of a double-edged sword there sometimes, where maybe you put yourself so much in service that you forget about yourself, right? So maybe that's you. Maybe you feel like, I get it, I'm serving other people, but where I get off, where I get lost, is I get so in service of other people, I forget about my own needs. It's almost like you're so focused only on the external service that you forget to set boundaries. You forget to remember that you have your own needs, your own wants that actually do need to be attended to as well. So that's kind of the extreme end of being too in service, and almost the opposite of what we were talking about before, where you're too myopic and trying to take from the world. Now, leadership, the other side of this Venn diagram, leadership is about helping people understand what they might want, right? So maybe there's this group of people who, let's say with Martin Luther King as an example, a group of people who want justice, who want equality, and who all have some understanding of what they're looking for, but a leader helps unite those people and maybe even casts a vision bigger than what they even thought of. So it's not just about asking people what they want, it's about giving them what they need. It's about casting a bigger vision, right? And so when someone says we can go to the moon, when somebody says we can unite the country in this way and create equality, when he says I have this dream, he's helping the whole collective see something bigger for themselves, imagine an even bigger future, imagine an even better future. And that's what leadership is about. Leadership is about helping paint that picture and then helping people achieve that, guiding them to achieving that. And so the reason I'm saying this is a bit of a kind of two sides of the same coin, almost like this Venn diagram. The middle part is being focused on other people. Both being in service and being a leader means you're focused on other people. Now, when you're in service but you're forgetting yourself, well, then you're a little bit stuck because you're not getting your own needs met, which creates kind of this downward spiral. If you're a leader and you're only thinking about yourself, then you become kind of a megalomaniac, right? And you lead people to atrocities or the wrong types of things. So there's a balance for both of those, both being in service and being a leader. But the first step, I think, for anybody and for many people who are feeling some type of difficulty going on, frequently that's because their internal focus is very much about how they can get and not how they can give. So I guess today, one way to make this a little bit more actionable is to understand, am I so in service that I'm forgetting about myself and I need to create some boundaries, right? Or is my opportunity to actually shift my focus from myself and instead lead somebody else? Where is there a situation right now where I want something from somebody, where I'm trying to get that thing from that other person? Where am I trying to control them to get? And then just flip it around and say, what if instead of getting their love, I gave them love? What if instead of getting success by having them sort of, make me successful by paying me or whatever it is, instead of how can I help them be more successful? How can I solve their problems? So you want to just flip it on its head. And the big paradox, the big irony here is that when you give the thing that you want, you get it in return. And so it's almost like by showing the world that you are abundant, by showing the world that you already have it, that's when you get it in return. That's when it comes back in spades. So that's it for today. Just wanted to share a short idea on service versus leadership, and also what to do when you're kind of starting to feel stuck, like you're just trying to get, like you're just trying to gain. If you have any comments, would be happy to discuss them, discuss ideas with you in the comment section below. You can subscribe. That always makes me feel good. And with that, I'll be back again with a new video very soon. Thanks. Later.